Fast food stocks. I think these are stocks that are overlooked because I don't think people think there's much to them, but there's a lot more to them than you think. I think when people think of investing, they think of big tech companies, big pharmaceutical companies, but sometimes you can do really well in areas that people don't think of. And there's always value to be found in quality. And so no matter what, if there's quality, there's, I think money to be made and good money. So I want to go over three fast food stocks today that I think are going to just keep on growing massively in the future. And so those are going to be Domino's, Taco Bell, and McDonald's. These are three companies that I think you can't go wrong with, and I'm going to explain why. Now we're going to start with Domino's. So if we look at their chart, if we look at, since inception, basically, they've gone up 3,320%. That is massive, and that, if you were an early adopter, you've made some really good money. Now with Domino's, they have a price target of about $640 from where they're at. That just to me shows how much, the analysts and market really sees where this company's going. And that's because they have a strong brand, they have an emphasis on online ordering, and they're spending aggressively on their e-commerce platforms. And right now, online sales across the US account for more than 70% of the revenue. So it's very smart to focus on e-commerce platforms type of stuff because that's where the money is going. So Domino's has grown same-store sales in the US in 41 consecutive quarters and internationally for 110 quarters. So this company is really doing well with its growth. They're not struggling at all because that's impressive to have that kind of growth with a, fast food company. Also, the pandemic hit, right? So that's going to really benefit a company like Domino's, right? Drive-through is a lot more comfortable than going and sitting at a restaurant, or we can just deliver it to your house. So that's very important. Now, Domino's, as I was looking it up, and this is something that we kind of have to mention for all companies, is inflation is occurring, right? The increase of food prices is happening. So Domino's has a very popular 7.99 carryout deal, which gives you 10 wings. Well, that's going to now change to 8 wings, and that's to really help with the inflation and the rising costs of food. So now it's also going to be online only, which I think is extremely smart. Domino's, by doing online only, they are going to increase the spending of their customers because if you're ordering online, it's so easy to say, I want that deal. Oh, you want a Coke? I'll add a Coke, so on and so forth. And it gets a lot more people to start using your app. That's just a very smart move. It also can control the customer data better so they can focus on what's working, what's not, and it saves labor costs because that's less employees on the phone taking orders because everyone's going to be doing it on the app now. So it's very smart. Now, they are very surprisingly, this company I think came in out of the woodworks as an innovative tech savvy company. They adopt technology big time. So obviously with their online ordering, 50% of their orders are digital, which is impressive. And one thing that I want to note here is they are getting into autonomous delivery. They were the ones that pioneered this and they partnered with Ford and later a company called Neuro. So these are basically little robot vehicles you can think of that drive around and deliver pizza. So we can take a look at two pictures here. Here's one where you see the employee loading the order. That looks like there's two compartments. Maybe there's two more on the other side, so there'd be four orders that it can deliver at a time. And then you see the customer can go, and I'm sure they have some maybe code or they scan their phone to open up the door, get their order, and then the car goes back to Domino's to load up again. I have seen this here in Albuquerque actually. I was driving down the street one day and there's a Domino's in this little mini mall and I saw the car come around the corner from a neighborhood onto the sidewalk and then into the mini mall. It was pretty cool to see something like that. So this is something that they're adopting and when you're first to market with something like this, that's what people are going to remember and you're going to be the market leader. And that's usually how it happens. So this is very smart on their part because I think this is where we are going. They also are one of the last companies to not partner with a third party food delivery company like Uber Eats. They're doing it all themselves, so they're using their own employees only. This is also a very smart move because they can control and improve the customer experience, right? That's in their hands. You have a Domino's employee showing up to your door delivering your food. They know that company better than any other third party service will. And it's also better for marketing and it's better to control the data of the customers, so you can maybe see where things are being delivered to, what areas are more popular, things like that. So very, 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 very good move on their part. I also want to show that they're expanding. They plan on, growing their stores from 6,471 in the US to 8,000 stores. And internationally, they want to go up to 10,000 stores, with 5,000 of those in the Chinese market alone. Now, China is a very good market to get into because obviously they have a huge population, and a lot of their smaller cities are now adopting and moving towards more modernization, more, adopting more technology in their towns. So this is a very smart move on Domino's. I think this is why I love this company so much is because they are very well adapted to changing when they need to, and they have been the ones to kind of prove that we're the innovative company out there. We're the one that's adopting this technology early, and we're embracing it, we're welcoming it, and that's just what I think reflects in their stock price. People are figuring out that this company is really, really innovating, and that's going to benefit them long term, right? Because other companies will follow later on, but they'll already have been there, mastered it, and they're moving on to the next thing. So Domino's is a company I really like. Next up is Taco Bell. Good old Taco Bell. Now they're part of a company called Yum Brands, which has other companies underneath it, fast food companies like KFC and Pizza Hut. But I think Taco Bell is the shining star here. I really do. If we look at their stock chart, since the late 90s, they're up over 2,235%. They have a high price of 157 for their stock per share. And I think that this company is just one that they also are very good at this. One of the few companies that are, but they're very good at product innovation. So in 2012, they launched their Doritos Locos Tacos, which are still popular to this day, but they come up with food items like that are interesting. They catch your attention. You're going to want to go and try them. And so I think that's where Taco Bell shines. They're also targeting millennials, and in doing so, they kind of went away from the family. So they got rid of the kids menu. They're focusing on millennials, and that's because it's the largest demographic group. In the US, there's 80 million millennials. So this is a smart move on Taco Bell as well on their part. They're very active on social media. This is where Taco Bell has shined above all their companies. They are very good at marketing themselves, on Twitter, on all the different market, places, and they have these, individual influencers that go and review Taco Bell and show off their Taco Bell orders, and they're just very popular. I see them most on social media than any other fast food restaurant, and so they whoever's in charge of that department and the workers there are doing an excellent job. They're also setting up job interviews through text messages, so just showing they're going outside the box. They're also, there's a lot of movement now towards healthier quality options. So they have a whole menu dedicated to that called the Cantina menu. And so that's good that they're marketing to that growing trend. And they were one of the first to roll out the system of ordering and paying ahead of time through their mobile app. And what this allows them to do is to have customers that can own their ordering experience, instead of having someone else do it for them. And that makes somebody feel like they're in control, and it's just, I think, a very smart move as well. They have launched new websites, apps, menus. They're wanting to make everything Insta-worthy, is what they said. And so I think they're doing a good job at that. They have a Taco Bell Go Mobile thing that they've popped up around the country, and I'm going to show you that here. So if we look at the Taco Bell Go Mobile, this is because of the pandemic, they had to kind of pivot and get innovative. So they created the Taco Bell Go Mobile, which features two drive-through lanes, one small building. One of the drive-through lanes provides quick service for customers who place their orders through the brand's mobile app. Very smart and very good on their part because those customers will be repeat customers because of that. And it's also packed with impressive technology. This includes a smart kitchen technology that allows them to detect the arrival of a customer who has placed an order through their mobile app and even suggesting the fastest route for the customer to get their food. That's that's just very impressive. Um, they are also very big on innovation and adopting technology. And what I want to show to you next is something that is a first. They have a subscription service for customers. You can sign up and pay $10 for what's called the Taco Bell Lovers Pass. So the Taco Bell Lovers Pass You pay $10 a month, and it gives you one free taco a day for 30 days. You can pick any taco from a range of tacos. So I think that's very smart on their part. Now, the tacos that they offer on this, that you can get one free a day, and you can choose any one of these, is the Crunchy Taco Supreme, Soft Taco Supreme, Doritos Locos Taco Supreme, and the Spicy Potato Soft Taco. And even more so, they're showing you how you can save money if you sign up with their subscription. And so if you get their most expensive Doritos Locos Taco Supreme, which normally costs $2.69 each, if you got one every day, you could save $70.70 compared to buying it just individually without the subscription service. And then they say even with our cheapest crunchy taco option, $1.49, it'll save you $34.70. So granted that I think this is an extremely good deal. I think what's smart here is not, people aren't, at least at first they might, but over time they're not going to go every day to get a taco, right? So right there, they're going to really profit off this. But also, this is going to allow them to get a huge, hopefully, subscription base of customers, and then they can just play and get creative with it. As Taco Bell can raise prices, they can add, additional costs to other subscriptions that get you different things. Like they can really play with this, and it's very smart. And we've seen that subscriptions are king to recurring revenue and having that very consistent growth, money coming in. And so this is very smart. I really like how Taco Bell is thinking outside the box here, and I'm curious to see if this will be successful or not. Okay, so Taco Bell, I think they kill it with social media. They're very popular, and I think that's where they shine, as well as being innovative like Domino's and things like that. And I like their subscription service. I think that's so cool and unique. Lastly, McDonald's. Now, this McDonald's is, one of the oldest ones on here. They are the oldest one on my list, but out of all the fast food restaurants, and if we look at their stock chart since, the early 80s, they've gone up over 34,000%. Can you imagine investing in this company in the 80s and then what you'd have now? That's just impressive beyond all means. McDonald's to me is just an iconic brand. I think that's where this company shines. They're very well known and liked. They have over 38,000 locations and they're in over 120 countries. And what they kind of do is they bring worldwide consistency, right? So everyone gets kind of the same experience, and this helps their reputation. So they're very good at that. They're also good at listening to the customers. So a lot of customers complained throughout the years that they wanted the breakfast menu to be all day. So they eventually did that, and now their breakfast menu is all day. They also, when you become a large company, people are going to really focus and pressure you to become sustainable. So McDonald's is making changes to do that. So by 2025, 100% of the guest packaging will come from renewable, recycled, or certified sources. Also, 100% of their ground and whole bean coffee for US restaurants is now sustainably sourced. So they're moving towards that, which I think is very important, especially with these large companies that have big footprints. They're also moving towards, menu innovation and more on the healthy side. So they have salads, oatmeal, they have Happy Meals that can come with apple slices or 1% low-fat milk. So this, I think, creates for those parents with kids, they're going to be more attracted to going to McDonald's because there's healthier options. They were one of the first restaurants to provide nutrition facts on their packaging, and they're trying to be more transparent because McDonald's has had struggles with negative stereotypes, right? And so I know I've heard that McDonald's puts, products, ingredients in their food I've heard it all from bleach to this and that. So they are now being transparent and they're sharing that all their chicken is biotic free, that they use real butter on their breakfast muffins, that they use cage free eggs. And so for a company this big to do that, I think is impressive because it's harder the bigger you get to pivot and make change. Um, so they also are adopting technology, right? If McDonald's wasn't, I'd be very worried. But McDonald's is, in 2017, the company started a technology boost, is what they called it, rolling out smartphone ordering and paying in addition to the previous functionality of its app. McDonald's started focusing on self-service kiosks and digital menu boards as well. So I think the kiosks are great because I know I'd rather probably order off a kiosk than have to talk to somebody where, you know, things might get confused in the ordering or stuff like that. And it's just nice to do it on my own. So I think that was very smart on their end. They're also making acquisitions when it comes to growing their technology. So they acquired Dynamic Yield, which is a personalization and design logic technology firm. They also acquired and bought, I'm sorry, they didn't acquire, they bought a 10% stake in Plexure, which is a New Zealand mobile app developer. They bought the artificial intelligence startup Apprente, which uses its AI capabilities in the area of speech recognition and automated voice assisting. And this is mainly going to be utilized in their drive-through, but it can later be used for their kiosks and mobile devices as well. And then they made a deal with Dutch company Aiden NV for mobile app payments. So they're not just adopting technology, they're buying it essentially. And as far as the technology goes in the future, they are now giving potential employees the chance to start their applications via voice assistants such as Alexa or Google Assistant. And they call this the apply through. And it's the first voice initiated application process. So this is just, showing you that even a big company like McDonald's has to adopt the technology, they have to pivot, and if you do those things, you're going to be successful. So with Domino's, with Taco Bell, with McDonald's, these are three companies that I think are very are companies that you should invest in if you do your research and believe in them because I think these are quality companies and they're gearing up their futures for big growth. They're making sure that they're staying on top of the trends of the growth and they're not going to be, sitting on the sidelines waiting to do it later on. And this is what I like about these companies. And showing you their stock charts, all that growth from 2,000 to 35,000%, it shows you that where the quality is where the value is. And sometimes people get too caught up in, oh, the stock price is too high or but you look at the history of companies like this, look at what money you could have made if you didn't focus on that, you focus on the quality. And that's what I try to, you know, really promote here on this channel is buying quality companies. And these are three that I think are quality. Not many people would think of them, but if you look into it like we did, there's a lot of quality there to be had. So I thought this would be a fun video. I think these fast food restaurants have great futures. Let me know if you own any of these or if you disagree with me at all. But I think these companies have strong futures and ones that I would not hesitate to invest in. So I'm keeping these on my watch list for right now. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Please subscribe to my channel. It's free. You get a different opinion, a quality one. I do my best to provide you with the best information I can in the best ways. So be sure to subscribe. And thank you guys for viewing this video today. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time on Mark's Finance and Fitness.